The FAA's moved a bunch of air traffic controllers from Long Island, New York, over to Philadelphia. And that's an attempt to help alleviate the chronic staffing issues from the New York TRACON that have capped traffic for the last 2 summers. And the question is does this help? Will it help? Let's talk about it. So, the FAA's long-planned effort to get the New York area airports back to normal capacity was implemented at the end of July. And the initiative moves airspace that controls the Newark area and the Newark area airports from the understaffed New York TRACON on Long Island to the reasonably staffed Philadelphia TRACON located right at the Philadelphia airport. This is a very controversial move. There are 7 legislators that want to undo the decision, which is to be expected. They just lost people who vote in their state from New York to another state in Pennsylvania. The Air Traffic Controllers Union is opposed and thinks the FAA rushed it, citing also that the airspace is way too complicated for anyone else other than people that live on Long Island to work. So the FAA leadership isn't buying that and is responding to users that desperately need a solution to a decades-old problem. The FAA has reduced the capacity at the New York airports each season, last summer, this summer, and there's no end in sight. And they have razor-thin staffing levels, so when cold and flu season hits, it affects and delays the entire country. So is this a quick fix or a Band-Aid? Well, I don't think it's either. I think it's still an open wound and to be determined. Last year, the DOT Inspector General identified that the New York TRACON had 54% of fully certified air traffic controllers. And this year in July, just before the move to New York TRACON, they had 133 of its target of 226 controllers fully certified. You know, rounding up, that's 59%. But better, but certainly not great and not good enough to lift the capacity restrictions that have been in place for the last 2 years. But let's do some more math. Moving the airspace to Philadelphia means moving controllers. 24 controllers have been relocated and 9 will remain at the New York TRACON and beginning training on airspace that remains being handled out of the Long Island facility. So let's say all those controllers are fully certified. Best case scenario for full certification in the spirit of rounding up. So New York TRACON's target is now down to 202 fully certified controllers, and they have 109 fully certified that remain at that facility. Now let's add the 9 who stayed behind, and hopefully they will check out quickly, and that leaves the TRACON with 118. Again, we need to round up to get near 59% again. So what we've done is move itself didn't fix anything. It didn't even put a Band-Aid on anything. So this is something we just simply have to track. And as to the progress of staffing and what remains in New York and how it is going in Philadelphia, both the FAA and the union agree that improvements have been made at training at the Long Island facility, but the numbers don't bear that out. For a data-driven organization, show me the numbers. There needs to be a breakthrough at the New York TRACON, or more drastic action may be necessary, and the FAA and legislators and the union better come to grips with that. You can't go to zero and expect the New York facility to operate. Our economy is at stake. So we have about 8 months before the next summer, and we'll see. We have 2 holidays coming up, in Thanksgiving and Christmas, and maybe in the next 8 months we'll see some more improvement and kind of crack that 60% code at Long Island. And we really need to see how, if Philadelphia does a better job, we'll see how they do. So anything, good things to watch. It's a bold move by the FAA. It's an important move, and we need to give them credit for listening to the customers. Remember seeing those videos with Captain Sully Sullenberg saved U.S. Airways Flight 1529 and successfully ditched in the Hudson River in January of 2009? Remember those passengers with great calm, standing out on the wings, safe and sound after what could have been an incredible disaster? And what they didn't have with them was their luggage. They didn't bother pulling that luggage out. Well, it seems that air travel has totally tanked from a passenger perspective since then. I have no idea what the situation would be like today in that situation. We point out a lot of the unruly on this channel, and here is but another example of not just one passenger, but many. In July this year, American Airlines flight from San Francisco detected smoke in the cabin while still at the gate. The crew made the call to evacuate through the front doors. The flight attendants repeatedly shouted to get out, do not take your bags. Passengers in the rear of the aircraft were unable to move as the rows ahead ignored the crew and were retrieving their bags and blocked the aisle. I will leave a link to the onboard video in the comments. And the question is now, should we start a segment about banning these people? Who would want to fly in an aircraft that could be on fire stuck in the back? I get in the back a lot. I get off the plane. Should they ever be able to fly again? No one is entitled to fly. It's a privilege and one that I enjoy. So what do you think? Do we ban these people? Let me know in the comments. If this is possible, nothing is impossible. Achieving the impossible, Kansai International Airport in Japan has achieved the impossible. The airport has been in operation for 30 years this month. And during those 3 decades, they have not lost a single piece of luggage. Not one. Kansai is not a sleepy little airport either. It handled almost 26 million passengers last year and is the 3rd busiest airport in Japan. For comparison, just so you know what the similar passenger count is, that's similar to JFK, Orlando, Miami, Las Vegas. It is a big deal. Congratulations to them for an incredible achievement. I would hate to be working baggage there, though. I would not want to be the first person to mess up that streak. Thanks for watching. My name's Charlie Keegan. I'm your host here. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. I'm Charlie Keegan. I'm your host here. Don't forget to like and smash that. Thanks for watching.